Welcome back to La Paz Bound. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the 9 things that we are taking to the Orlando Mexican Consulate in order to get our temporary residency. Stay tuned. Number 1 is a completed application. So this one was a little bit hard to get. I tried to poke around on the website, which is listed here. I couldn't find any information on the website about the application. I called the number that is listed. That got me into a loop. I didn't actually talk to anyone. I think if maybe I had tried WhatsApp, that may have gotten me a bit further. So I continued to poke around on the website, do some Google searches for Orlando Mexican Consulate, and finally I found a directory of employees at the consulate, and I found a general email address. So that's what I did, is I emailed that address and I got a response the very next day. So I got 2 PDF documents in that email. One was the instructions on what to do and what to bring, and the other one was the actual application. But that's all that was in the email. There was no greeting. There was nothing in the body of the email. It was just the 2 PDF attachments. And that's how I got the application and the instructions. Number 2 is a recent photo. It cannot be a passport-sized photo. It cannot be a 2-inch by 2-inch photo that is commonly taken in the United States at Walgreens, at FedEx, all these different convenience type stores. It cannot be a passport type photo. The photo has to be a visa photo that is in millimeter measurements. And if you're in the United States and you pull out a tape measure or a ruler, you'll know that we go by imperial system here, not the metric system. So you'll see inches, you'll see centimeters underneath it, but no millimeters. Luckily, my husband has a micrometer, so we were able to measure the photo that we got. So let's talk about the photo. Where do you get it? So we went on a Saturday to Walgreens, we went to FedEx, we went to UPS, and we were all told by all of them that no, we don't do anything other than a passport size photo here of 2 inches by 2 inches. And you'd probably say, well, let's go ahead and just cut it down. Let's go ahead and get the passport photo and cut it down to size. But then you'll be chopping off your head or your chin or the sides of your face. So that's not going to work. It had to be a specific size that's listed on the application, and it has to be measured in millimeters. After an exhausting day of going to different places, trying to get a picture taken of us in the proper measurements, we came back home and I started researching. And I started Googling, I started reaching out to different Facebook groups to see if anybody had any advice on this. And I was getting things all over the board. I was getting, well, why don't you go online and do it yourself? Why don't you go to a professional photographer? I don't know how much that would cost, and I don't know if we'd get our photo back in time. And then I kept seeing a consistent answer of CVS. And that's the route that we took, was going to CVS. So at CVS, what you're able to do is you're able to ask them for a visa photo instead of a passport photo. And what comes up is a list of different countries and the sizes, but the sizes again are in inches. So you have to kind of do some conversion. And Mexico was listed as one of the options, but the measurements were outside of the range of what needed to be on the application. So when I was Googling, I saw that Spain, their visa, was closest to the measurements that we needed to put on our application. So I chose Spain. And then what I did is I cut it down to size. Well, not cut it down to size, but I went and cut the shape around it so that we could attach it to our application. Okay, item number 3, a birth certificate. So I think this is mostly needed by minors. I don't know if we'll need it, but it will impact item number 4. Okay, number 4, marriage certificate or marriage license. So I'm bringing a certified copy of our marriage certificate. Hopefully that will be enough for them. it shows my maiden name, and then the birth certificate also shows the maiden name, and then it also shows the marriage certificate shows my married name. Number 5 are 401k statements. So we have to prove economic solvency in order to get our temporary residency. It's an either or thing. So you can either bring 6 months of bank statements that show that you have a job and your income is equivalent to $4,393 net, not gross, net, every month for the past 6 months, plus a letter from your employer stating that you do work for the job that you're working at. You're going to continue to work for them while you're in Mexico, and it'll show your start date and your position. So that's one way, which is through your income and 6 months of bank statements. Or, and this is the way that we're going, is that you can bring 12 months worth of statements from your savings, pension, 401k account. And you have to show $73,215 over that course of 12 months. So every single month, you have to have a minimum of that amount in your 401k savings or pension. My 401k company does not provide monthly statements, and monthly statements are what is needed. My 401k company provides quarterly statements. My 401k company doesn't provide a verification letter either. So a verification letter would be, this is Nikki's account. We certify that it's Nikki's account. We certify that she has the funds needed in the account and has had these funds for the past 12 months. I don't have that as well. So because I only have quarterly statements, what did I do? So I went ahead and went to a notary. My husband and I both did this. We went to a notary at UPS. And what he did is we signed the first page of each statement, each quarterly statement, and then he put an acknowledgement form on top that he stamped and certified, saying that he saw us sign this and he certifies that we did sign it. So that is what we're going to bring to the consulate. I'm not sure if that's going to work, but that is really the only option that we have, because we can't get a verification letter and we can't get monthly statements. And not only can we not get monthly statements, but our last quarterly statement, and this goes for my husband as well, my last quarterly statement isn't going to be available until December 31st. It's always available, quarterly at the end of the month. But unfortunately, this one's not going to be available in time for our appointment in December. So we're also going to bring our phones and our laptops. I'm not sure we're going to be able to use them, but we'll have them just in case we need to pull up our 401k accounts and prove that for that last 3-month period or that last quarter that we have had those funds in our account that meet the solvency requirements. I also want to mention that Orlando does not provide permanent residency, just temporary. Number 6, my husband's Social Security printouts. So he's going to print out statements from his Social Security account showing that he has funds available for retirement, because he will be retired in 2025 or early 2026 when we leave, and we'll be drawing on those funds. So he wants to show them that in addition to the 401k. Number 7 is a certified copy of my divorce decree. Why am I bringing this? Well, I'm bringing this because during the application, the online application process, I had to fill in my other name and my mother's last name and my last name and my maiden name. So I'm bringing the divorce decree to back up that if they see another name on my account other than my maiden and my married name, they will have this certified divorce decree to show that, yes, she reverted back to her maiden name. It was this, now it's this. And I think we'll be good with that one. Number 8, passports. Obviously, we have to bring our passports because they're going to put a stamp if we're approved inside our passport. And then we'll do the exchange once we get to Mexico for the actual Visa card. So we have to take our passports, and what we're taking is we're going to take the data page, which is the first page, it's got your picture on it and all your information on it. Any pages that have been stamped with other countries that you have visited, and then the last page of your passport. And number 9, we're bringing our social security cards just in case. You never know if it's needed. We would rather be overly prepared than not be prepared at all. So we're going to bring their social security cards just in case we need them. So a couple of Saturdays ago, my husband and I went to FedEx and we made color copies, 2 of them, of every single thing that we are bringing except for the photo, because we have CVS provided plenty of photos for us. I believe they provided about 6 of them. But we made color copies at FedEx of everything that we are bringing, all of the pages in color, just in case. Again, trying to be prepared. So let's talk about the website. First thing you have to do is you must register on the website. After you register, then you can start filling in all of the information that the consulate is going to need. We did it the hard way. So we had the site pulled up in Spanish. We did not have Google Translate turned on. We had that pulled up on one monitor of my husband's office, and then on the other monitor, we had a Google translation. And what we did is field by field, we copied and pasted over, because we do not speak Spanish, not very well. And we copied and pasted over to the other monitor, field by field, so that we could see exactly what was being asked of us. Now, I'm sure if you ran it through Google Translate, you would not have as hard of a time as we did, but we like to do things the hard way. Throughout the process of filling everything out on the website, we were constantly bombarded with CAPTCHA security codes that we would have to input. So it seemed like it was every couple of fields, a security thing would pop up. Enter these letters that you see. And of course, they're all crooked and hard to read. And then you have to refresh it. And then you have to refresh it again because you can't see that one either. So it seemed like there were a lot of those CAPTCHA security codes that were necessary to keep going through the process of filling everything out on that website. Some of the things that we were being asked for, some of the fields that they wanted us to enter, name, address, region, location, mother's maiden name, what type of visa you wanted. There was also something called the CURP or CURP, and that only applied to Mexican citizens, but it asks you for that. It asks you whether you're doing a passport or a visa. So those are some of the things that you'll be asked to fill out on that website when you're trying to get to the appointment screen. As if there's not enough added pressure with doing this process, when you're filling out all of the information and all the fields that they're requiring on this registration process, in order to get to the appointment screen, there's also a countdown timer in the top right-hand corner. I believe you get an hour to do this. So, we're doing things the hard way. We're doing things translating field by field from Spanish to English. And all the while, tick, 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 in the top right-hand corner is the countdown timer. So once we were done filling out all of the fields, we were then given this geolocation map, which choice we wanted in Florida. Where did we want to go for the consulate? Did we want to go to Orlando or did we want to go to Miami? We chose Orlando because we live in Tampa and it's only a 2-hour drive to Orlando. Miami is a 4-hour drive from us. When you're all done and you have picked the time that you are ready to go to the consulate and have made that appointment, you will get a confirmation on the screen and you will also get an email confirmation. So that was the process. A little bit nerve-wracking, especially with the photo. You would think the photo would be the easy part, right? And these are the 9 things that we're going to take with us to Orlando in a couple of weeks when we go to the consulate for our temporary Mexican visa. So I hope you liked this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will continue to bring you more videos. I will go ahead and take a video if I can. We'll film as much as we can of the actual process at the consulate in Orlando in a couple of weeks. And hopefully the 9 items that we are bringing will result in a temporary residency stamp in our passport so that we can go to Mexico and finish the process. Thanks for watching.